After 98.5 hours of streaming, 128 demos covered, Next Fest is over, and what better way to celebrate than doing some more work? During Next Fest, I was repeatedly asked what my favorite demos were, and I always responded with a bunch of answers. So, for this video, I went back over the entire list and managed to get it down to about 30, and I knew that was way too many, so I figured I should cut it down to about 5. So, in no particular order, here's my top 15 games of Next Fest that I enjoyed. They maybe aren't the best ones, but I liked them and they were memorable after playing 128 games. First up, we've got Norse Oath of Blood. It's a turn-based tactics RPG, and this one really stood out to me. It's got some really excellent cutscene segments, and the actual strategy part itself is pretty solid all around, and it's also got like a town building element to it, so you have some resources to think about when it comes to choosing what fights you take and stuff. Moon Sigil Atlas was next. It's a deck builder roguelike, and there's so many deck builder roguelikes out there, it's pretty difficult to get excited about them anytime I go to play them. But this one really stood out to me. It's got some really excellent animations for your actions. Everything feels really smooth and exciting. But the main thing that is really unique about it is the way that you play your cards. All of these cards have different shapes to them, and you have to fit them within the grid. So it's a really neat concept, and I think it works really well. And after that, we've got Die for the Lich. It's a dice-based roguelike deck builder. I really like the visual style of this one, and the dice rolling mechanic is pretty interesting. Whatever weapon or item that you use, you have a corresponding number that you can't go over. If you do, it basically cancels out the effect of the item that you're trying to use. But if you hit the number exactly, then you get a critical. All items have an effect that happens when you hit that critical number, and sometimes you can have items that proc those criticals by default. Sometimes the criticals let you have extra dice rolls. Sometimes they just give you bonuses on your numbers and stuff like that. Anyway, it's really good, and it's got some really nice visuals and music. Definitely worth taking a look at. Next up, we have Repel the Rifts. It's a tower defense game. It's got some roguelike elements too, but this one was really good. It's essentially visually inspired by Into the Breach, and the audio of the game is very reminiscent of classic StarCraft music. So it's just really hits a lot of really great vibes for me, and I'm a really huge fan in general of tower defense games. It's also got the ability to build economic towers that will prevent you from being able to place additional ones. You also lay out the path that the enemies walk as you're progressing through the stages, and you have a choice of different kinds of tiles that you lay down, and some of them have different boosts and different special effects that you can use to your advantage. So this was really good. I liked it quite a bit. Monsters Are Coming is another one that I really liked. It's a tower defense game with a pretty unique mechanic where your castle advances slowly down the field, and you as the player kind of run around the castle and attack enemies to defend it. And as you gain experience, the castle levels up, and then you have choices of various ways of expanding out the castle's defenses, and you can also improve economy on these tiles and things like that. And like I said before, I'm a really huge fan of tower defense stuff, and this one really was excellent. It was one that I had an exceptionally difficult time putting down. Next up, we have Escape from Ever After. It's a turn-based RPG, very inspired by the Paper Mario series. I've never played any of the Paper Mario games. I think I've seen some other people play them, but Essentially, in this one, you're a bunch of characters out of books, and you're going to investigate something that takes place in a cosmic horror type book. So it's got this kind of cosmic horror element with a really cute art style, and it's just really, really excellent. I think it's probably one of the highest quality demos that I've ever played. It seems it's just very polished, and it seems like a game that was made by people that maybe perhaps made a Paper Mario game before. It seems like a just exceptionally well done. The humor is really good, and the music's really fantastic, and all the little mini games for your attacks and things like that are neat and creative. So yeah, this is really, really good. Okay, so next we have Alabaster Dawn. It's an action RPG, and this is definitely another really, really polished game. It feels like an instant classic to me. It feels like something that people are surprised that I haven't played yet or something, even though the game's not actually out yet. It's just the gameplay is really on point, really excellent controls, and excellent music, and really cool character designs. Everything flows in this game really well, and I had a really, really great time. The demo is quite extensive, so if you feel like playing the demo, like, I think you've got more than a couple of hours of content available to you, but it's an action RPG, by the way, yeah, absolutely fantastic. Definitely one of the premium games that I played during Next Fest. Don't Stop Girly Pop is a fast-paced action FPS, and it is essentially you're a fairy anti-corporate revolutionary sent to a planet to save it from corporate greed or something along those lines. It's a super fast-paced shooter though, and the music in it is so unbelievably amazing. I played this game on the second day of Next Fest, and it was stuck in my head for 6 days. It's still stuck in my head. It's so fantastic. It's obviously a very queer-coded game. It's just absolutely fantastic in every conceivable way. The recording here isn't really doing it justice as a shooter. It's just there's quite a bit going on screen. It can perhaps be a bit overwhelming for the stream encoding, which is what this is a recording from. But either way, it was really great. I had a fantastic time with it, and if you're into shooters, you should absolutely play it. Surface with a Shotgun is up next. It's essentially a visual novel that also has some tower defense type elements. Basically, it's kind of like a mixture of Coffee Talk and maybe Plants vs. Zombies or something like that. Basically, you have customers coming in to interact with and an ongoing story with a variety of characters. And then you also have a zombie apocalypse going on, and you have to go outside and kind of deal with these zombies that are attacking the store that you're at. And you can upgrade the defenses to kind of help manage all the kind of normal zombies that show up, but then there's other larger, more problematic ones that seem to show up, so you always have that as a thing off to the side. But the writing is really funny with this one, and I really love the visual style of it. It's a really unique take on this kind of a visual novel where you're, kind of running a business and meeting all sorts of unique characters. Oh, Tingus Goose. This is a real special one, Tingus Goose. It's a strategy clicking idler type of game in terms of actual gameplay, but I mean, without a doubt, the real treat is the exceptionally disturbing and unique art that comes along with the game, and it is just so special. I really genuinely love the art so much. It is quite upsetting at times, and in the best way possible. I made a joke that the artist said that they wanted to change the world with their art, and someone should have asked if it was for the better. And I really feel like it's just so awesome to see such unique creativity when it comes to art and animation, and this really falls into that category. And I love this game to death for all of its weirdness, and highly recommend that you check it out. Love, 9 months later. Good. Oh. What the fuck? What the fuck? What was that? Skate Story was one that I had no idea about going into it, and I was so blown away by how just beautiful the game looked. And it's essentially a atmospheric skating game, and it's just got such great atmosphere and such great vibes, and I love these kind of skating segments, and I enjoy skating games in general, and I think that this game kind of has entities in the game that act like a lot of people do against skaters, seeing them as a nuisance and things like that. But it's just such a beautiful sport and art form, and it's really cool to see a really unique take on such a really awesome thing that people do. So I just really, I mean, it really speaks for itself visually, and the music is also just unbelievable. I cannot highly recommend this one enough if this looks visually interesting, because gosh, it was just so memorable, and it's definitely one that I'm excited for release. Goblin Sushi was really awesome. I'm a huge fan of Cook Serve Delicious, and this definitely has some of those vibes. Essentially, you're a goblin running a sushi restaurant, and other goblins will show up and ask for sushi, and as you feed people, you'll get experience, and you'll be able to level up and unlock different kinds of sushi, as well as different abilities to go along with your shop, like speeding up the conveyor belt, and different kind of multipliers on your food items and stuff like that. And you also have this kind of time limit, or not a time limit. You also have this money requirement. Your landlord will show up and they'll ask for rent, and you gotta pay them off or else you lose. Yeah, it keeps the pressure up. I was super locked in on this one. I basically didn't read chat for 40 minutes. But Billy, you never read chat. Okay. Fuck you. All right. Anyway, Goblin Sushi is really fantastic, and you should definitely check it out, without a doubt. Issa Cat, crushed by a computer, my beloved kitten is transported to a fantasy world where its typing skills save the kingdom. As you can imagine, it's a typing adventure RPG, and you type to advance throughout the stage, and you type to defeat enemies. The art in this game is super adorable, and I'm a really big fan of typing games. I'm not particularly good at them or anything like that, but they just have I just have such an enjoyable time with them, and gosh, it's so fantastic. When you're typing well, the cat's going crazy, and they get upset when you make mistakes and stuff. It's just such a beautiful game, and I had a really hard time putting this one down. I think it was very possibly the most sad I was when a demo actually ended. because it stopped me from continuing playing longer than I had wanted to. Motor Slice is essentially a parkour action adventure type of game, and you do a whole bunch of climbing on these gigantic structures. It's obviously very inspired by Shadow of the Colossus, and it really kind of nails it in terms of scale and making everything feel absolutely tremendous. As you advance, you kind of fight these little pieces of construction equipment, and then at the end of the demo, you fight this absolutely tremendous thing, and you climb around using this giant chainsaw. The controls, I think, could use a smidge of improvement, but they are really good overall, and I definitely think this is one that everybody should check out. Jackal is the last one on my list, and it's a action top-down shooter. Kind of has some Hotline Miami inspirations, obviously, and it's kind of as if Quentin Tarantino and Hunter S. Thompson wrote Hotline Miami. Is kind of the vibes that the game has. The cutscenes are absolutely fantastic, and the gameplay is really on point. Very tight controls and really excellent feel. You know, much like in Hotline Miami, it's like when you nail a level, it's just so satisfying, and it's very common to get overrun and just die horribly because of a simple mistake or something like that. But yeah, so it's really fast-paced, really fun, and really hilarious as well.
Oh, the Quaaludes are arm wrestling with the acid in my bloodstream. I excuse myself to the toilet for spiritual advice. Kill him.
So that's all the demos that I managed to whittle it down to that I played during Next Fest. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm not exactly sure when it's going to come out. I will get to it when I get to it. And if you're wondering what this game is in the background, it's Fight Quest. You should definitely check this one out too. Sneaky 16 Games. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you on the live stream.
Cool slurpee.